Before we get to the figure, I apologize, but I just had to give this little plug on the diorama that I made for Mulder and Scully. That fits right in the Detolf shelf from IKEA, and it's my pride and joy in my collection, actually. It took quite a bit of time for me to put this together just because of the detail involved. And so here's a shot of Mulder sitting at his desk, a little bit of a close-up. Here's another angle capturing the wall behind him. Of course, you got that I Want to Believe poster that became sort of an icon of the show. I used a lot of reference imagery of the set from different angles, so as you can see, the side-by-side, there's pretty good close likeness to the original set. Of course, I had to custom make some of these things, other little odds and ends I bought off of eBay. Here's another angle. It took quite a bit of time. I think it took me about a month to put this together, but it looks great with the figures, and I'm glad I'm going to be able to display the new Mulder and Scully in there. Hello again, Lorenzo here. So today we're going to be opening up this ThreeZero X-Files Agent Fox Mulder figure. I'm pretty excited about this one because X-Files has been my longest standing favorite show ever since it came out, and I'm hoping that it's going to live up to the excitement that I've been giving it for the last few months, waiting for this on pre-order. So let's take a look. All right, so the box, pretty standard, plain. There's no plastic window for us to see what the figure looks like ahead of time before unboxing. There's no picture of the figure itself. It almost looks like this should be that there should be a slip that originally came over this, and then you lifted that off, and this is the box underneath. Some figures do that, but nope, just a plain old-fashioned box. Wasn't even taped. All right, let's take a look at good old Fox here. All right, so I got all the wrappings off. First impressions of this guy. I mean, it's a nice quality figure, but there's just something not right about the head. The likeness, it's not Duchovny to me. And I can't figure out what it is. Maybe the eyes are too beady, maybe the nose is too big. I mean, you could tell it's him. That's not the point here, but I guess I shouldn't be too picky because I'm instantly drawing comparisons to the last mass-produced figure of him that we had, which was by Sideshow a few years back, and back then all the figures didn't turn out too well. But yeah, I mean, we've come a long way in figure making, so this one looks pretty good. But the suit's good. Let's see, does this open up? Okay, so it's actually, I'm glad I didn't yank too hard because it looks like the buttons actually work. Yeah, this is actually the first time I've seen something like this where they're not snap close buttons. They actually really work. So, standard belt, nothing too special there. The tie, I don't know if you could tell, but it actually has a pattern in it, a stripe pattern. The blazer has stitching inside, so good detailing there. It doesn't have an inside pocket, no big deal though. The outside pockets, not functioning, yeah. And the breast pocket does function. Shoes, they could have done a little better on the shoes. It's just molded, shiny plastic, and but it is socked, which I appreciate because the last two figures I did reviews on, both of the Pulp Fiction figures, they just kind of, the shoe shape just inserted into the ankle shape, and that was it. So I appreciate socks because sometimes you never know how you're going to be posing these figures. Sometimes the sock is exposed. and maybe they didn't realize how important that is when they're making some of these figures. But looks pretty good overall. Obviously, I'll display it unbuttoned anyway, because that's how he wears his suits. He never buttons them up. I guess he's ready for action, finding aliens. Let's take a look at some of the accessories. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra pairs of hands. 3 extra pairs, 6 extra hands, and for a total of 8. We've got his badge. Holy cow. Okay, so it looks like I don't know if I'm going to trust having this secured to the figure, because it looks like it's just got like a yeah, it's just got like a clip closure on it. So I guess you just gotta like press it close. Sorry, that's my dog in the background doing her thing. But here's the detailing on the badge itself. It's okay. It's looks like paper, laminated. Let's see how that secures in there, actually. I'm curious if that actually works well. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it clips on there pretty easily, but I don't know if I trust it moving the figure around. I don't know. I've also got a watch. It's got plastic on the face. A little clear window on there. Got his cell phone. You know, I'm thinking it's just kind of funny because these are like pretty much the same accessories that the Sideshow version of Mulder had, but with a lot more detail. Again, reflecting where the technology is in making these 6-scale figures now. Yeah, it's even got a readout on the screen. You could actually make out the numbers on the phone, so that's pretty cool. Aha, Mulder's badge. Okay, so they did the badge kind of interesting. It's just rubber with stickers on it, and I don't really like it because you can't really keep it closed. There was one, I think, that came out, I think it was with maybe it was the Barbie version of the X-Files figures. There was a set that came out with Mulder and Scully, but it could have been the Sideshow one too, but it was actually material and stitched, and so it had that leather looking feel to it. This one, the badge isn't even sculpted in detail. That's definitely a no-go. It's just the shape, the outline of the badge, and then painted gold, but it doesn't have any of the detailing in there, so I definitely don't like that. Otherwise, the detailing on the stickers, good. He's got 2 handguns. Slides work on both. And it looks like, yep, magazines come out on both. So that's the bare minimum that you would expect. I like it. It looks like it's got some scratches on there. I guess that's, yeah, here it is again on this one. I guess that's to make it look a little worn, but I don't know necessarily that that's a good way of weathering the weapons, just putting long scratches on them. He's got a holster. It looks like it loops into his belt, so you'd have to undo the whole belt to put that in there. And then it looks like a button closure on that as well. So I think both weapons would fit in there, it looks like. Let's see. The largest weapon does. And the smallest weapon is a little loose in there. So I think it's made for the largest weapon. And it recloses pretty easily too. And then you got his flashlight. Real working LED? Nah, not at all. But yeah, it's decent. It's got a glass window, a plastic window on there. Clear plastic window. Best you could expect, I guess. And that's pretty much it. So, I don't know, I mean, there's some shortcomings to this figure. I'm a big X-Files fan, so I put it on a high pedestal when I saw the pre-order. I guess I shouldn't have been expecting too much because the sculpt and paint job on this is fitting with what the original photos that came out with the pre-order was. And sometimes the figures, they tend to say, well, this is a prototype and there may be subtle changes along the way, but this is pretty true to what that the original set of photographs look like. And they had the similar shortcomings of just not quite, you could tell it's David Duchovny, but just something off about it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take it easy.